Hello everyone, my name is Dervolschwein and I'm participating in a single-player tournament for Heroes 3. There are 5 stages of this tournament, and for each of those stages we get 2 save games provided by the organizer. One is on difficulty 130 and one with 200. Our job as participants is to pass the map within as few days as we can. So this is the third map of the tournament already, and let me show you how the map really looks like and what is our goal. So we start as Vidamina with very small army, and our job is to capture this town. As you can see, it is heavily guarded by a hero and an army. There are a few border guards protecting this passage. And on our way to get to this town, we also have to pass through some garrisons and defeat some enemies, some neutral creatures. Yeah. One thing that is worth mentioning is the fact that VCMI has unnerved necromancy, at least with these mods that we have installed, which are very minimal. Yeah, I think we can start. But actually, one thing I will say here is that I won't play this map from start to finish, because there are some fights, especially those two, where the RNG of our damage is crucial, and I do not really want to replay those fights, as some of them require rolling very good damage a few times in a row in order to minimize our losses. So yeah, that's about it. Let's start. And here actually we can start from the provided save game. VCMI has some specific AI which is coded differently than that of Heroes 3. So you may see some weird or uncommon behavior of enemies, and I am not used to it as well, so we might get some losses here and there, but from my save games I played the map as perfectly as I can, and so even if we get some losses here in those fights, I will just reload and proceed after the fight is done with proper losses. So this is one of those changes to the AI. The enemy could reach our units, but for some reason it decided to wait. Probably because it really wants to attack our skeletons or something. And since it is faster than our units, we will have to move. And that means that we will most probably allow the path to our skeletons to be reachable. However, this is actually very beneficial to us, because now we can just kill the enemy without losing any units, which I think would be impossible with standard Heroes 3 AI. Okay. Now our job is to capture this town, which you can almost see here. But since we have no resources, we would also like to get some gold to recruit a hero. And here there is an event which involves a very tough fight. But when we win it, we will get 3000 gold and some other resources. So yeah, I have a recording of how I passed this battle, and I will just paste it over this video so that you can see. Yeah, the enemies are pretty slow, so it is quite hard to kite them properly so that we are not in the range of those peasants, as well, they might be peasants, they might have one attack, one damage, but since there is quite a few of them and our army is not that great, those forks, however they are called, really, really hurt. Okay, so we won, and now we can proceed here, get some gold, and start another fight. Yeah, I think that was the positioning of our units that brought me the best results. This is how the fight looks like. There's one leash and some other units. Of course, most of them are faster, or at least as fast as our skeletons, which is kind of problematic because we will have some losses no matter how good we fight. And this even one leech is extremely painful to deal with, as well, it will just shoot us with full damage if we get closer. Okay, now we loaded this save, and actually I did not pick this gold pile here, but it doesn't matter, I can do it right now. And in the tavern we get Aislinn, which is a pretty powerful hero and has really nice amounts of units. And we get this invite hero option. It is also present in Standard Heroes 3, at least in HD mod, and it is extremely helpful as we have full control over which heroes appear as next hero to recruit, and also this allows us to, well, kinda abuse the mechanics that make the heroes who are dismissed and rebought in the tavern have their mana regenerated and their movement points regenerated. This was, I think this was corrected in Horn of the Abyss mod. However, here it works fine. However, it does not work exactly as in SOD, as in Shadow of Death. Because in Shadow of Death, when you remove a hero and recruit him back, he will start with 2000 movement points and some potential bonuses from logistics, artifacts, or stables. And in VCMI, those heroes start with the amount of movement points that they would get from the unit, the slowest unit that they are recruited with. So Iona would get 1560, but Intaus would get, well, more. I don't remember, 1700? No. Okay, no matter. Now we will recruit Iona. No, 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 no. We will recruit Fafnir, as he has basic Scholar and his starting spell is Haste. And that's actually what we will need for one of the upcoming fights. Yeah, sorry. Just 1 second. Yeah, Aislinn will take all those Walking Dead from Vidamina and put them back here. Now Vidamina can start moving towards this area, and Aislinn will get some resources. And also fight here. Oh yeah, as usual we try to minimize our losses. We use Meteor Shower, and we pray that the whites kill only one of our units, and now this is it. We buy Cursed Temple, and we can finish our turn. So yeah, I reloaded this save game. We have everything the same as it was previously. Now we recruit Fafnir and invite Iona, as she has basic Scholar and Magic Arrow, which is another great spell that we will use throughout this map. And the beauty of those single player speedruns is that we have to use every trick up our sleeve to win, to make the map, pass the map one turn faster. So we use some really niche abilities, secondary skills, and some combinations of spells and abilities, things like that. Oh yeah, Iona. We take all units, come back, upgrade skeletons, buy all remaining ones, Now, Vitamina, of course, has Necromancy, and as you may know, if all of our army slots are filled, and we have skeleton warriors in our army, then we will get skeleton warriors from Necromancy, but their number will be lower. It will be 2/3, I think, of the skeletons we would get if we had some free slots. And I think it is also rounded down, so well, the trade-off is not that great. However, we won't be able to upgrade our skeletons before our few next fights, and every single skeleton is of utmost importance to us. So yeah, that's why we are ready for those trade-offs. And there we have a pretty easy fight. So yeah, we get 2 skeletons. And in here, we actually do something pretty interesting. I think it was 29. Or maybe not, but it should be fine. So, our job is to not lose any units. And since those skeletons move one after another, it is our skeleton, enemy skeleton, our skeleton, enemy skeleton, we have to deal so much damage that there's only one upper skeleton left. Then it will move, it will do whatever, it won't be able to kill our units, and then our higher stack of skeletons will be able to move and hit this one, this skeleton stack. So yeah, there should be only one skeleton left here. And if we did that properly, then we would get no losses at all. And 3 additional skeleton warriors. Let me reload. Yeah, I think that's correct number. And now another fight where we roll our damage. I think I don't have a video from this, but it's actually quite boring. We just move around this, well, whatever it is, this obstacle, and kite those iron golems so that only one of them moves on one side and all the rest move on the other side. And we try to get proper damage so that we kill them in one hit, or we deal so much damage that only one of those iron golems is left, and if it retaliates it won't be able to kill our skeleton, but then we just have to deal with it with our whites. Yeah, that's not a great fight, I would say. It's quite boring and we have to reload a few times to get proper damage rolls. And then comes the ugliest battle of this whole map. There are 60 zombies. And we can barely kill, we can barely deal enough damage. There's like, I think, only 30% chance of us hitting that 300 damage to kill one stack of them. And we have to kill 15 or 14 of them in each hit of our skeleton warriors, which is extremely painful. And I had to replay this fight for a long time to get the results I wanted. I think I lost like 6 skeleton warriors, and of course I could not take off the retaliation with our smaller stacks because we had to have those 7 stacks of units at the end of the battle in order to get skeleton warriors from necromancy. Okay. And another thing that I noticed is that those skills we get, primary skills, are somehow randomized in VCMI. That's not the case in standard Heroes 3, be it Shadow of Death or Horn of the Abyss, but here there is something that affects which skills we get. And fortunately, on this save I got exactly what I needed, because for spell power and for knowledge are almost necessary to pass one of the upcoming fights. Now we get equestrian gloves, collect gold here, as we will need every single piece of gold, I think, for the third turn. And that's it for this turn. Now, we will recruit Zidar, since he has his starting army. And after him we will use, let's say, Grindon. It won't matter that much right now. We buy Skeleton Transformer in order to get as many skeletons as we can. We upgrade as many as we can. Then I think it was like that. We collect this wood, then trade to pass stone skin to Fafnir. Then we give all the remaining skeletons to Vidamina. And we split our army, something like that. And fight those rays. So here another fight where we roll our damage, but this time it is not as ugly as it was in previous 2 cases. However, we have to deal with those rays as fast as possible because they drain our mana and we definitely will need as much mana as we can for the next fight. That's why we have haste here. Well, actually there are two reasons. One is that this will allow us to kill them before they can move on the second round. And well, yeah, they won't be able to drain our mana, and they won't be able to deal damage to our units because we just one-shot them. So yeah, if we do it properly, then both of them should be dead, and we should have 22 mana, I think. Yeah, 22 mana. And we can proceed. Another one of those fights where we get no losses. Some skeletons. And this garrison with 40 rifes, 90 skeletons, and I think 30 zombies. But luckily, with our haste and this number of skeletons, we can kill all those enemies in 2 hits, and we have enough units to take off the retaliation so that we win this fight, losing only those units, no skeletons from our main stack. Yeah, we get 62 skeletons here. And we also move with Fafnir to this trading post because we will need those good prices for our resources very soon. Now there is another quite tricky fight that involves us reusing this strange behavior of enemy AI that he waits instead of moving and attacking us. Yeah, even more skeletons here. And finally, we reach the second town. No matter how I tried, the enemy always built this, how it's called? Citadel, yeah. And unfortunately, it makes our losses much greater. However, we won't need as many units from now on. The army we will have after this fight should be enough, or actually will be enough, to win this map. So the trick here is to ensure that this part of the wall is destroyed, and it has to be destroyed. Fortunately, the randomness of the battle in VCMI is quite different from Shadow of Death. Um, yeah, for some reason the enemy decided to move like that and block this path, but VCMI has this, well, I think it's a bug actually, that if the enemy is right behind, or well, maybe let's say it differently, that if we finish our move on the moat but we attack, then we firstly attack and only then the moat takes effect. So that way, well, okay, as you could see, it's a bit different, but it did not prevent us from attacking, which is standard for Heroes 3. And that means that now we can move and finish this fight in this turn, as we'll kill one stack and the other stack will just die from retaliation. So now that we've captured this town, we will start a series of events that in the end will lead us to explore almost all of the map still in third turn. Vidamina has visited the stables and she has equestrian gloves, so now we remove her and trade resources to get enough gold for another hero. And this hero will earn us enough gold to buy another hero, and that hero will do something and grant enough gold to buy next hero, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's how it will look like, and that's the beauty of this map. Now we will re-invite Vidamina. Let's do it like that, maybe. Let's try this. Yeah, I think we should do it like that. Okay, that's much better. Yeah, and now we trade some more resources. Buy Vidamina and invite Kura. Now we get Magic Arrow. Okay, now we fight those skeletons. And with proper battle queue knowledge, we can win this. However, I see that we got attack skill, and I think what we needed here was actually a knowledge point. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, now we got this point of knowledge, and we fight the final hero on the surface. Another small randomness of damage. We have to kill this stack of skeletons with one hit, otherwise the enemy will just flee. Yeah, just like that. Now once again we have enough gold to recruit another hero. This time we will pick Septiana, which is a hero guarding this town. Yeah, let's take like 34. Maybe this will be enough. Yeah, much better. Although we will lose all of them, that's why I wanted to keep as many skeletons as possible on Kura. Now we have logistics, stables, boots of speed, and equestrian gloves. I think that's a good position. Yeah, the vampires decided to wait. And we shouldn't have lost this one skeleton, but well, I think that's whatever. Now we re-invite Vidamina. By Septiana. Who will transfer the free pool to Iona. and collect units from Kura so that we can dismiss her. Now Vidamina, and let's say Dessa. I think that Vidamina will need like 15 skeletons. Hopefully. She will get the free pull from Iona. And we'll move here. Now with Death Ripple we will be able to win this fight. And because we have Magic Arrow and Haste, we will also be able to fight those vampires. And collect all those beautiful resources. uh, Wait, what? What am I doing? Sorry. Yeah, and that way we get all of those resources here. And we can dismiss Vidamina once again. Now, re-invite Vidamina. And Grindan will peek this buckler of Gnoll King. Then we pick Kura. Take like 46 skeletons. I think it should be enough. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. And Vidamina will fight those phoenixes now. This will be a bit random. But sometimes those phoenixes will decide to wait instead of attacking us. And in that case, we will be able to deal with them. Yeah, now they waited, and with our third. Oh, that was unexpected. Yeah, okay. We will have to repeat this. Hopefully, no Phoenix will resurrect this time. Okay. Yeah, and we defeated them with one skeleton left. As usual, we dismiss Vidamina. Buy Kura and invite Vidamina once again. We can hide Iona now, I think. And Kura will pick this, so that we have enough gold for more heroes. Now we unfortunately dismiss Kura, but those zombies won't be needed. Buy Vidamina and invite Luna. Vidamina will earn a lot of gold now. This treasure chest gives us an artifact that we don't need right now. And so everything here was visited. Can dismiss Vidamina once more. Then, as usual, invite Vidamina. Luna learns Firewall. Takes like 25 skeletons. And she will fight here. Okay, now but now I think we can dismiss Grindon. And what now? Ah, okay. I think I know. Yeah, we learn Firewall. And I think I messed up. Oh, I messed up terribly. Yeah, we should have taught Iona slow from Grindon. So yeah, I will have to reload. Yeah, now we have the same position. Luna just defeated the dwarves here. We can remove her. And Vidamina has slow. Yeah. Wait, we did not invite a hero. Yeah, so that's a correct save. Vidamina has slow. Which we can use. And yeah, you know what? Firstly we cast slow, then haste. And finally we cast Fireball. Yeah, that's okay. Now we, as usual, dismiss Vitamina. Dismiss Luna. Recruit Grindon so that he can go on this boat. Vitamina. Kura. Army to Vitamina. Now she will join those vampires. And yeah, those are the two remaining heroes that we have to buy. Now this is an easy fight with slow. We finally get expert logistics. Now we can trade and barely have enough gold to buy Dessa. The remaining heroes don't really matter. Vitamina can give boots to Dessa. And those should be the preparations for 114. There is one thing I forgot, and that was to remove Zadar from here and move Aislinn out of the town, because we did not visit the Ski Master's tent, and she has enough movement points to reach it in the next turn. Okay. Now, Grindon was sent here mainly to get this shipwreck survivor, because we have this beautiful artifact from him. We collect some resources, and we can remove Grindon. Then Luna. Will fight against those 15 Dead Knights. And of course, since she is a specialist of firewall, she will deal with them. Okay. We get those sandals of Saint, and Kira starts moving towards this direction, and we can remove Luna. Since we have quite a lot of gold, we may recruit Galthran and invite those two heroes that we've removed for their artifacts. Galthran is here only to provide shield. It might or might not be needed. So Luna and Grindon. Aislinn will visit Black Keymaster's stand and we remove her. Now we're... maybe Manner. And with those two artifacts, Satyana can go to Vidamina. We learn shield and fight those 10 ghost dragons. Our losses don't really matter here. Kara will get this Orb of Inhibition that is required for this quest card, and she will also visit the Dark Blue Keymaster stand. I probably shouldn't have moved with Vidamina so far, but I think it won't really matter in the end. She will just need this red orb. And here is the reason why we will finish this map in 115, not in 114. Because VCMI has the coding of those events giving us spell points is a bit different from original Heroes 3. So in Heroes 3, when you step on an event that grants you spell points, your spell points are just added to this amount that you are granted, and you can have more spell points than you can through standard calculations of your knowledge and intelligence. But in VCMI, this is different, and you only regenerate your spell points up to your maximum value. So this event actually gives us 300 spell points in Shadow of Death and in original version of this map. But here it just regenerates some, in this case, none of our spell points. And if we had those 300 spell points more, then we would be able to use the artifacts that we have and spell scroll with Earth Elemental to actually stand a chance against this hero. But without them, we'll just be able to summon like 3, maximum 4 of those elementals, and that is not enough to defeat him. So unfortunately, that's how it looks like. But what we can do is open this quest card and free the hero. He is not stationary. He does not have patrol set to any value, so he will move out of this town. And by doing so, he will leave this town empty, almost empty. And in the next turn, we will be able to fight only the town guards, not the hero with Kura. Okay. Unfortunately, in this situation, he blocked our path. But if I did not make this mistake, and if I had more movement points with Satyana, if she did not have to go back to trade with Kura, she would be able to stand somewhere here, and that would waste more movement points of this enemy. He would finish his turn somewhere here. So let me just reload. Yeah, I think this should be okay. Maybe she will stand here. Let's check. Yeah. Now we can just avoid him completely, fight, win, and we finally complete this scenario. So this is it. If you liked this video, then please leave a like, maybe comment and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.